Before bodybuilding became obsessed with extreme size, before physiques were engineered with chemistry, before movie heroes were built behind computer screens, there was a man whose body looked like it had been shaped by time itself. Not exaggerated, not inflated, just powerful, balanced, and unmistakably human. His name was Steve Reeves, and long before fitness became an industry, he became the physical ideal the world didn't know it was looking for. Steve Reeves didn't burst onto the scene as a spectacle. He emerged quietly, confidently, with a physique that made people stop and stare, not because it shocked them, but because it felt right. He stood a little over 6 feet tall, weighing roughly 210 to 215 pounds in his prime. Yet what made him legendary had little to do with numbers. His shoulders were broad and round, his chest full and lifted, his arms thick without being overpowering, and his waist remarkably small. The contrast between his upper body and his narrow midsection created a silhouette that seemed almost architectural. Every muscle flowed into the next, creating harmony rather than competition. His body didn't look built for a moment. It looked built to last. Born in 1926 in California, Reeves grew up athletic, but not unusually muscular. As a teenager, he was more fascinated by images of classical statues and old strongmen than by sheer size. He admired bodies that looked functional, heroic, and proportional. When he began weight training seriously in his mid-teens, his goal was never to become the biggest man in the room. His goal was to become the best version of himself, physically complete from every angle. Even early on, he approached training with patience and restraint, understanding that muscle was something to be shaped, not forced. By the late 1940s, Reeves began competing in bodybuilding contests, and it quickly became clear that he was different. In 1947, he won the Mr. America title, one of the most respected achievements in bodybuilding at the time. Judges weren't just looking for muscle. They evaluated posture, balance, symmetry, and overall presentation. Reeves excelled in every category. His calm confidence on stage, combined with his near-flawless proportions, made him stand out immediately. The following year, Reeves competed in the Mr. Universe contest and finished second, narrowly missing the top spot. For many competitors, that kind of loss would have been discouraging. For Reeves, it was instructional. He didn't rush back to the stage heavier or more aggressive. Instead, he refined. He improved balance. He sharpened conditioning. He focused on polish rather than size. In 1950, he returned and won Mr. Universe, becoming the first American ever to claim the title. At the time, Mr. Universe was considered the pinnacle of physical achievement. Winning it meant your body was judged to be the best in the world, not just the most muscular, but the most complete. That victory changed everything. Reeves's physique began appearing in magazines, posters, and advertisements around the world. Without social media, without viral marketing, his image traveled globally because people simply couldn't ignore it. He represented something aspirational yet attainable, powerful yet refined. He didn't look monstrous or artificial. He looked like a real man taken to his absolute peak. Hollywood soon noticed. In the late 1950s, film studios were searching for leading men who could convincingly portray warriors and mythic heroes. Steve Reeves didn't need costumes to look the part. When he was cast as Hercules in 1958, the role didn't just fit him, it elevated him. The film became a worldwide success, particularly in Europe, where Reeves became one of the highest-paid actors of his time. Audiences believed him. He wasn't pretending to be strong. He embodied strength. his popularity exploded. Men wanted to train like him. Women admired him. Children saw him as a real-life hero. And all of it stemmed from the same source: a physique that felt timeless. Reeves didn't rely on charisma alone. His body carried authority. It looked capable, controlled, and noble. In an era without special effects, his presence was enough. What truly set Reeves apart, however, was not fame or titles, but philosophy. As bodybuilding evolved and performance-enhancing drugs became more common, Reeves openly rejected them. He believed steroids destroyed the natural balance of the human body, exaggerating muscles at the expense of proportion and health. He warned that chasing size without restraint would lead to distorted physiques and shortened careers. At a time when many competitors quietly embraced chemical enhancement, Reeves stood firm in his belief that the body should be developed naturally and intelligently. His training reflected that belief. Reeves favored full-body workouts performed 3 times per week. He believed the body functioned as a unit and should be trained that way. His sessions focused on compound movements like squats, deadlifts, presses, rows, pull-ups, and dips. He lifted with control, prioritizing form over ego. He didn't chase exhaustion for its own sake, and he avoided excessive volume. For Reeves, strength and aesthetics were inseparable. If you became strong in the right movements, the body would follow. He also understood the importance of recovery long before it became a popular concept. Reeves rested adequately, avoided overtraining, and paid close attention to how his body responded. He believed discipline included knowing when not to train. This balance allowed him to maintain his physique year after year without the breakdowns that plagued many of his peers. His diet was equally straightforward. Reeves ate whole, natural foods: meat, eggs, milk, fruits, vegetables, and simple carbohydrates. He didn't rely on supplements or extreme eating strategies. He ate to fuel performance, not to inflate size. He believed overeating blurred muscle definition and ruined proportions. Food, like training, was a tool, useful when respected, harmful when abused. As bodybuilding moved into the mass-dominated era of the late 1960s and beyond, Reeves became increasingly disillusioned. The physiques being rewarded no longer aligned with his ideals. Lines were lost, waists thickened, balance was sacrificed for bulk. Rather than adapt, Reeves stepped away. At the height of his fame, he chose health, privacy, and integrity over continued exposure. He lived quietly, maintaining his principles and physical condition well into later life. His muscles aged naturally, his posture remained strong, and his image never faded into caricature. Decades later, new generations discovered him through old photographs and films, often stunned that such a physique existed long before modern enhancement. Arnold Schwarzenegger famously cited Steve Reeves as his greatest inspiration, and countless athletes since have echoed that sentiment. Modern classic physique divisions attempt to recreate what Reeves achieved naturally, though few come close to matching his combination of structure, restraint, and presence. Steve Reeves didn't just win titles. He didn't just star in films. He didn't just become popular. He set a standard that time has failed to erase. He showed the world that muscle could be elegant, that strength could be beautiful, and that discipline mattered more than excess. And so, as trends rise and fall, as physiques grow larger and stranger, the image of Steve Reeves remains unchanged. Broad shoulders, narrow waist, calm confidence. A body built not for applause, but for legacy. Did you like this video? Then don't forget to like and subscribe, or you'll stay skinny forever.